All right, lovelies. We're all going to start lying down on our back. Welcome to class. My name is Bree Morena de Santos. This is Foundations. It's nice and chill in here today. Normally it's kind of packed in this class. We're going to be utilizing our blocks today. We're going to be kind of focusing on more like pelvic strengthening is sort of the practice today. And in foundations, we're always kind of focusing on how to utilize our breath and our body. And you can take these little mini lessons into all of your classes, hopefully, right? So that's the idea. As you find yourself lying down on your back, take a moment and just observe your body. Notice what you're bringing with you to your practice today. Any tension in your body and your muscle. If you have any injuries, former injuries, ailments, anything that sort of restricts your practice, just honor that. Don't try to force anything. Allow yourself to be present in your body and just let yoga come to you. As you find yourself lying down on your back, take notice of your jaw. Just relax your jaw. Maybe find a swallow. Feel your right shoulder, your left shoulder start to ground into the earth. Maybe the palms can face up instead of down, just so you can get a little external rotation, allowing your chest to open and expand. And you have to excuse me, I've been losing my voice for the last couple of weeks, so I'm a little raspy here and there. And then relaxing through your glutes, through your belly, through your thighs. Hi, Heather. And just wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Heather, you have your own blocks, right? Okay, perfect. And as you find comfort and relaxation through your body here, start to sense your breath in your body. Notice the inhalations maybe coming through the nostrils, the exhales coming out of the mouth or out of the nostrils. Feel the inhales as your chest rises and falls, the exhale as your belly expands. You might even feel like you're floating off of the mat as you inhale, and you're becoming more grounded every exhalation. This is our nice starting point. We want to focus on our breath throughout our practice. You want to notice the sounds of your breath. You might even notice the breath through your neighbors. You might feel your body when you inhale and exhale. And this will keep you from fluttering off into another dimension in the mind, keeping you present in the here and now. Yes. And I invite you to place one hand over your heart, the other over your belly. And now feel the pressure of your palms pressing into your body as you inhale and exhale. The hand that's placed over your heart, start to imagine that you're giving your heart a hug. And that hug represents gratitude, represents patience for yourself, compassion for yourself, and love. And if you are working with a sankalpa in yoga, this means an intention. This intention is not just any intention. This is setting a vow. Maybe the intention is related to something very specific in your life. Maybe it's just all around self-care, self-love. Whatever it may be, let it come to your mind and body. And then we will seal in our intention with 3 deep rounds of breath with audible exhales whenever you're ready. Yes. And on your next inhale your hands up overhead. Stretch your fingertips and tips of toes in opposite directions. Give yourself a happy Saturday stretch. And when you're ready, draw your knees into your body, hands on your knees. Give yourself a hug. Perhaps you would like to rock from side to side or make big circles with your knees. Just feeling a gentle massage on the back of your body. Switching directions if you need to. And I'm just gonna make sure your blocks are near your hands. We're gonna use your blocks here. At least we're gonna use one block. And just bringing your block a little closer to you. You're gonna drop your feet down to the mat. Knees are pointing towards the sky here. Your hands can be down by your side. And you're gonna place the block right in between your knees or thighs. And you can find any comfortable level or length. You might want it on the skinnier side of the block. Just check in, see what makes sense for you here. And your hands are gonna be palms facing down, long by your sides, by your hips. Take a moment here. Notice if you have any crunching in your neck. Let your shoulders relax down to the earth. Feel the bottoms of your feet pressing into the mat. And for just this first part, we're going to inhale, squeeze the block in between our thighs. Exhale, release the block. With your breath, inhale, nice gentle squeeze. Exhale, slow release. You're not in a hurry. Everything's happening nice and slow and gentle. And fading away on the exhale. If at any time you need to take a little break, a little pause, then just focus on your breath without the squeeze, and then bring yourself back to the squeeze. If your bladder is full, you will maybe need to go to the bathroom, and that's perfectly normal as well. You might start to feel some sensations through your pelvic floor. If you don't look for it. Your body will naturally show up just how it needs to. And we're just kind of strengthening through the inner thighs, getting into the hip flexors in a subtle way, and of course, starting to experience some pelvic engagement. Try to find those deep inhalations and slow exhales. And even though this practice seems very subtle, it's actually very challenging for the body. As you inhale, you're engaging through the diaphragm, you're releasing through the pelvic floor. As you exhale, you're actually engaging through the pelvic floor, releasing through the diaphragm. And as you squeeze the block, it's creating a counterintuitive effect to your breath pattern. So a lot is going on. I'm going to give us some moments of silence here, continuing with the inhale, squeeze, exhale, release, taking breaks where you need to. We're going to take one more round of breath. I invite you to hold the block in, but don't hold the breath. So squeeze the block and see if you can find your inhales and exhales. Again, the brain has to recalibrate for this. So give yourself a beat to get there. As you squeeze in the block, you're going to take those deep inhales, slow exhalations while still squeezing the block. One more round. And then we're going to take the block into our hands. We're going to place it under our lumbar spine near our tailbone. And you can find the best place for your block to go. I like sort of the wider, shorter side, but test it out, see where you like it. You should feel comfortable. You shouldn't feel like your abdominals are overtly engaged here. So you might need to play around with your block to find that difference. We're going to lengthen our legs out in front of us, which means your spine's going to collapse around the block. This may or may not feel super comfortable. As long as you don't feel any pinching or pain, then you can just experience that stretch that we're offering the lower part of the body. Find a deep round of breath here. Try to relax through the thighs and glutes. Again, you might feel a little bit of strain in that flexion. And then when you're ready, we're going to walk the feet back, knees back towards the sky. You're going to press with the bottoms of your feet and remove the block. We're going to bring the knees into the body and just give ourselves a hug. Just kind of a nice little stretch from that block. Drop the feet back to the earth. Move your block so that you can do some gentle windshield wipers here. Hands are going to come back down your side, or they can rest in your inner thighs or your belly. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, drop your knees to one side. We're just going to do some gentle windshield wipers. Inhaling the knees nice and slow. Exhaling them to the opposite side. Noticing if you have any tension in your jaw. Relaxing the jaw as we move through these gentle movements of the legs. Taking one more round. We're going to bring the knees pointing to the sky, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to cross the left leg over the right leg, and we're going to bring our palms of our hands, and we're just going to press into the inner thigh of that left leg. And you're just sort of adding a little bit of opening into that inner thigh. If this is too much on the knee, then you can release that pressure from your palms. Just a gentle little hip opener. Find your breath here. And then we're going to remove the hands, keep the leg where it's at, and you're going to drop that knee down to the mat. So you're in a nice gentle twist here. Your leg is crossed over, the knee is dropped to the mat. So that left knee is coming down to the earth. Find your breath. One more round. And then engage your core as you come back to center. Drop your feet to the mat. Bring your knees into your body. Give yourself a hug. You can always bring your forehead to knees if you like. Give your back of your neck a little stretch. And then drop your feet to the mat, knees to the sky, cross the opposite leg over, pressing the palms into that inner thigh, being mindful of your knee. Find your breath here. It should feel like a gentle, gentle hip opener. And then that right knee is going to come down to the mat as you take that gentle twist. Find your breath. Encouraging that left shoulder to ground a little bit deeper towards the earth. And we're just creating some restoration in the body while releasing some tension, prepping your nervous system. And then engage your core, draw your body back to center, bring your feet to the mat. Grab your block, we're gonna come into that bridge pose again as we press through the bottoms of the feet, lift the hips, and bring that block back under your body. Maybe coming into a higher tower if that feels okay. If not, that nice low, wide side of the block will be great. This time we're going to keep the knees bent, and you can place your hands wherever you like. We're in a deeper inversion, so our head is below the heart space. Find your breath here. If at any time this doesn't feel good, remove the block or change the position of your block. And we're just in this gentle supported bridge to begin. We're going to find 5 deep rounds of breath, inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling out of the nostrils or through the creases of your lips, really feeling that expansion through your heart space, feeling the sides of your body balloon, and then exhaling, feeling that pressure release. Again, you shouldn't feel like your abdominals are too engaged here. If they feel really engaged, then recheck in with your block placement, finding those 5 rounds of breath. After your 5th round, we will float those legs up towards the sky for that supported legs up the wall or waterfall. This might require you to adjust your block. So feel free to keep finding those great places where your block needs to be on your body. And the more you practice yoga and utilize your blocks, the easier it becomes to make those quicker adjustments. But do not suffer in silence. Allow yourself to feel relaxed here. If you want to wiggle your toes or do some gentle pointing and flexing, moving through the ankles, maybe making some circles, snap, crackle, pop, all of the good stuff. Honor that. Your feet are losing blood, so you might start to feel a little tingling. If your feet start to fall asleep, release out of the pose. Give yourself some stretchies. Move the blood around. Taking a couple of more rounds of breath here. You might start to feel this accumulating in your quadriceps, feeling the pressure happening in your shoulders as you ground and expand through your chest, protecting your neck by really pressing your shoulders into the earth. And then finding that final round of breath, you slowly release out of the pose, press into the bottoms of your feet, lift up and release the block. We're going to draw the knees back into the body. Maybe bring your forehead to the knees. And then release your feet to the mat. We're going to bring that block in between the thighs again. This time we're going to bring our arms into cactus arms. So kind of bringing them out wide by your side, palms facing up, bent at the elbows. Squeezing that block, take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, maybe just windshield wiper from one side to the other. It's going to feel a little challenging because you are holding the block in between your legs. Take your time. If it's too much, you can release the block and just go into gentle windshield wipers without the block. But if you can, see if you can hold on to it. We're going to take one more full round of windshield wiper from side to side, coming back through center. Holding onto the block, take a moment if you need to make any adjustments with your block. It might have shifted a bit. We're going to bring the hands down by our side, palms facing down. Walk your heels towards your tail, squeeze the block. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, lift your hips towards the sky. Coming into a nice bridge pose, you are holding onto that block. As you exhale, release your glutes to the mat. Release the tension of the squeeze from the block. And when you're ready, inhale, squeeze the block, lift your hips, press your palms into the earth. And then as you exhale, release all of that tension. Release your glutes, relax, take a pause. And at your own pace, you're going to move back and forth. Feel free to pause at the bottom or at the top. a little bit longer, whatever feels best. The squeeze of the block should be gentle. You shouldn't feel like you're straining anything. And just listen to your body. Take one more round wherever you are. We will meet in a nice relaxed position with our tail grounded to the earth. Yes. We're going to release the block from in between the legs. Bring it down by your side somewhere. Draw your knees into your body. Give yourself a hug. Rock from side to side. We're going to come into a nice little gentle happy baby. So bringing the outer hands to the outer feet, drawing the knees towards the armpits. And then bring the bottoms of the feet together, maybe drawing the heels towards your pelvis. So just getting some opening here through your flexors, releasing any tension in the body. Go ahead and bring your feet to the mat. This time we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees splay out to the side. I like to bring my hands somewhere on top of my thighs here, or like in the creases of my hips or even belly. Just feel the palms of your hands kind of pressing into your body, encouraging your muscles to relax. If you don't feel relaxed, allow every exhalation to relax the jaw, shoulders, and hips. And then we're going to do some pelvic tilting here. When you're ready, you're going to take an inhale and you're going to tilt your pelvis towards your nose or 12 o'clock. You're going to feel your spine trying to ground to the mat. As you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis towards your toes or 6 o'clock. And I could place a little grape under your spine. Now, this might not feel super easy. It might feel a little uncomfortable because your knees are splayed out. But we're offering our body an opportunity to release any tension in our pelvic floor here. So just try to stay with your breath. Don't allow your mind to take you into any places. Utilize your breath to release tension from your pelvis. This tension you're releasing from your pelvis is also releasing tension through your nervous system. Your digestive tract will benefit from that. And of course, your spine is getting some nice gentle flexion as well. One more round of breath. We're going to come nice to a neutralized spine. And then you're going to walk your knees towards the sky, feet on the mat. Walk your feet out as wide as the mat and just let your knees collapse into each other. If this feels too tight in the outer of your hips, then walk your feet in a little closer. We're just going to hold the pose, but find the breath. Now you're going to bring a block into your hand and you're going to bring it like a pillow and bring it behind your head. Find a nice little spot where you feel like you're resting your head on a pillow. I get it, it's a hard block. And we're just going to elevate our head above our heart here. From here, we're going to bring our feet hip distance apart, knees back pointing towards the sky. We're going to cross the left leg over the right leg again, and we're going to just press into that inner thigh. Relax your shoulders. Check in with your neck. You shouldn't feel any strain. You can adjust your block any way you see fit. If this doesn't work for you, you can bring the block away from your head. One more round of breath. And then we're going to take that left knee and we're going to draw it into our body. You can bring your hands and interlace them over the knee or under the knee. I kind of like bringing my hands under my knee because I feel like I can grab onto my leg and really draw it into my body. But whatever feels best for you. You can point and flex that left foot, make circles, or just hold it statically. And just find your breath as you squeeze your knee towards your chest or armpit. Your biceps will engage here. Now you're going to slowly slide that right foot down to the mat. Your head is elevated, so it's not going to feel super comfortable because you're going to be inviting a deeper stretch. As you stretch that foot away from you, it's probably going to lift off of the mat to try to get in line with that elevation. So honor that. Let that foot float off of the mat as you point those toes away from you. One more round of breath as you squeeze that knee into your body. And then exhale, bring both knees in and release them to the mat. We're going to cross the opposite leg over, pressing into that inner thigh. Take a moment here, find your breath. Yes. And again, everything we're doing in this class is really geared towards pelvic floor, pelvic engagement, releasing through those parts of our body, which really helps our digestive system. When you're ready, we're going to draw that knee into the body, hands over or under, yogi's choice. You're going to feel that engagement through your biceps as you draw that knee towards your armpit or chest, maybe wiggling the toes, pointing and flexing, whatever feels good here. And whenever you're ready, that opposite leg will lengthen. And since your head is elevated, that leg will probably naturally want to float off of the mat. And you're just stretching in both directions as you're squeezing that knee into your body. You are still breathing with intention. Yes. One more round of breath. Woo. Both knees are going to come in. And then drop your feet to the mat. Go ahead and release that block from behind your head. We're going to roll over onto one side. It doesn't matter which side. And we're going to rest in this little fetal posture, curling into a ball. Your head is resting on top of your arm. And just take a moment, feel the grounding position of the pose, recalibrate as your hips are stacking on top of each other. And just breathe. Yes. Bonus points if you're yawning. That means your nervous system is really relaxed. We're going to roll over onto our bellies. Take your time. And we're just going to cross our hands one over the other, forehead down. You can also use a block here if you prefer. Coming into this crocodile pose here. And you are looking for some feedback. So as you inhale, you're going to feel your body pressing into the mat. As you exhale, you're going to feel some tension release from the body, preferably through the glutes and larger leg muscles. And just pay attention to what's coming up for you as you get that response. You might feel your back expand, your chest expand. Just check in. Again, you have your forehead facing down, nose towards the mat. You can also bring a block under your forehead. If your neck prefers, you can place your ear down on one side. Just make sure you take both sides as we move through the next part. On the next part, we're going to take our left leg and we're going to draw that knee towards our armpit, kind of like a little tadpole or a little frog. So you're just opening up that one side. Imagine you're sleeping in your bed and you're just bending at that left knee. And then once you find the pose in your body, you're going to open up through that hip flexor, your pelvis is tilting, and just find some rounds of breath. See if you can relax the jaw, shoulders, glutes, and body yet again. Reground and regroup here. Taking a deep, intentional round of breath. And if you have your ear placed down, switch sides. If your arms are on top of each other, place the other arm on top. Or if your head's on a block, make any adjustments you need. We're going to lengthen those legs out behind us, and we're going to do the opposite side. So just drawing that knee up towards the armpit, coming into that little tadpole. Relaxing the opposite glute, feeling that gentle opening through that hip. And then reground, regroup, relax through the jaw, shoulders. And then discover your breath as you relax into the pose. If you feel really relaxed, you start to feel really tired, just embrace it. Let your nervous system completely get out of fight or flight. Feel the grounding of your mat beneath your body. Even embracing in any mental or physical discomfort that might be coming and going. One more really intentional round of breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to release that leg behind you. Bring your hands out in front of you like a superhuman. And just stretch your body in both directions, maybe lifting the limbs off of the mat, floating on your belly if that feels okay. And then as you exhale, release your body to the mat. We're going to walk our hands by our sides. Elbows are going to be bent behind us. And we're going to just lift up into like a little sill on a rock or cobra. Notice your shoulders. See if you can draw them behind you. Lots of flexions happening in the spine here. Yeah. Just listen to the sounds of my voice. Exhale, slowly lower your belly down to the mat. And we're gonna come onto our side in the opposite direction that you were on. So just coming back into that fetal posture, rest your head on your shoulder or your arm, bring your knees to your body. Yeah. And hopefully when we sit up, we're gonna be facing the front of our mat again. Take a deep round of breath. And as you exhale, imagine you're as light as a feather, pressing the earth away from you, come to a seat. Yeah. Lovely. Bring your block and place it under your knees here. Yeah. Welcome back. This is the yoga we all need, but man, we need a yoga Uber to get us out of here, right? So find what level you want your block on. It doesn't matter. It should feel kind of comfy. That's what's most important. And we're going to take a nice forward fold. So inhale your hands up. Exhale, fold. Let your body completely melt into itself. Your shoulders should come down towards the earth. The block should be there to help you get even more comfortable in this fold. Let your head get heavy. Notice if you're trying to hold any tension in your jaw and neck. Find a nice deep round of breath here. That's right. One more round of breath. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly roll up. We're going to remove the block. We're going to bring our knees up towards the ceiling. We're going to place our block in between the knees. We're not done with our best friend block here, are we? Okay. Your hands are going to walk behind you for some support. Yeah. Now your shoulders are kind of figuring out what their role is here. So we're going to give it a job. So we're going to bring our shoulders behind us and you're going to lift your heart up. You're going to feel your shoulder blades come together. You're going to feel that expansion. If this doesn't feel good, then you can come back a little bit and ease out of it a bit. But see if you can feel that expansion. We're going to draw our chin into our body, which is going to encourage us to get a little bit more expansion as you press your palms into the mat. Now, your block is kind of hanging out. Go ahead and give it a little squeeze. Yeah. Exhale, release the squeeze, release the tension from your chest. We're going to walk our hands forward. And we're just going to let our shoulders come forward and we're going to round our spine here. Give your block a little squeeze. Your hands are probably kind of floating off of the mat. That's okay. Now go ahead and relax, bring your hands back behind you, and this time just find a relaxing posture with your upper body. So whatever feels normal, like you're just kind of bracing yourself. Now we're just gonna focus solely on the squeezing of the block. So no need to do anything with your chest here, right? Just feel comfy. When you're ready, we're gonna take a deep inhale and squeeze. Exhale and release. Eyes can start to close down if that feels good. Inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. Release. At your own pace, we're gonna take a couple of more rounds and then we're gonna reverse that pattern. Inhale as you squeeze, exhale as you release the block. One more round. And then you're going to relax that energy in your body. You're holding on to the block, but you're not squeezing it. If your arms are getting a little tired, wiggle it out. And then we're gonna come back. This time, you're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze, inhale, release, which is in the natural pattern of our breath and pelvis now, right? Mentally, it doesn't make sense, but from the physical, it does. So take a deep inhale, exhale, squeeze the block. This might be good to blow out the lips. Inhale as you release the block. You're gonna feel your chest expand on that inhale. Exhale, engage the block. Maybe some audible exhales or some blowing out like you're blowing through the trumpet. Yes. At your own pace, going slower than you think you should. It's okay if you lose your block. Remember, you're inhaling and releasing, exhaling and engaging. Physiologically, this makes sense, but mentally, it's a bit of a little game you're playing. One more round. And then slowly come back to center. We're gonna release that block. We're gonna bring the bottoms of the feet together. Coming into a nice gentle bound angle here. Take a moment. Hands are somewhere near the shins or ankles. Shoulders are gonna come into the ears, float behind you. You're gonna feel that expansion, tuck your chin into your chest, draw the blades together, keep inviting that stretch, that expansion. And then exhale, round the spine, let the shoulders come forward. Feel your belly button sort of coming inward as you create a little bowl with your body. You can hold this, or you can start to draw your nose towards your toes, kind of coming into a clam. Option to bring your arms into your inner thighs, encouraging that opening. This is a great place to do it in this practice today. Find your breath. Release tension from your jaw. One more round. And then slowly exhale, rise. We're gonna lengthen that left foot out in front of us, coming into a seated tree. The opposite leg is gonna come into the inner thigh, wherever it reaches. Since we have this bent side, you're gonna find more flexibility available in your body here versus both legs lengthened. So just kind of noticing that. Toes are gonna come towards your nose. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, hinging at the hips as you fold. Your hands can land wherever they may. They can even wrap under that lengthened legs knee. No need to touch your toes. If it happens naturally, honor it. The leg that is bent, that knee is probably trying to hold some energy. See if you can relax and settle that leg down. Sometimes I just tell my body, relax. Encourage those muscles to calm. Shoulders and jaw should be relaxed. You shouldn't feel like you're straining. Then notice your breath again, inhaling and exhaling. Nice and slow. If you notice your body gets busy in these types of poses, count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4 more. That becomes a bit meditative in and of itself. One more round of breath here. We're gonna slowly begin to roll up. That lengthened leg will bend. Same side arm. Opposite arm's gonna float through the air, getting some gentle rotation. We're gonna rotate away from that knee. Nice and open and wide here. Lots of room and expansion. Find your breath. Should feel like a gentle twist in your spine. If it's too much, you can come out of it a bit. If you need more, you can twist that shoulder a little bit more towards the back of your mat. Eye gazes naturally follow. One more round of breath. Most importantly, those fingers are gonna float through the sky as we rotate back towards that knee. Yeah. Go ahead and lengthen both legs out in front of you, and we're just gonna wiggle it out here. So release any tension that might have just stirred up for you. Opposite leg is gonna come in for that opposite tree. Feel that compression, right? It's kind of like the palms of the hands coming together. You can feel that. Toes towards your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge as you fold. All the same rules apply on this side. Maybe this side feels totally different. Maybe it needs more encouragement to relax. Whatever you need, find your breath, settle in. Yes. Finding one more intentional round of breath. And on your next exhale, slowly roll up. That knee will bend as you come up. Holding on, we're gonna externally rotate through that shoulder as we kickstand that hand, rotating away from that knee. Finding that expansion, that openness. Sometimes you feel these types of poses in your hips, especially if there's a lot of intention towards those spaces during your practice. So just breathe into those spaces that might be showing up a little tight, or come out of the pose a little bit. One more round of breath. And then coming out of it the way we entered, that hand's gonna float through the sky like a shooting star. Come forward, get that rotation back in that shoulder, lengthen both legs. Go ahead and pedal it out. We're gonna come over onto all four. You're gonna want both of your blocks here. Yeah. Coming over onto all four, let's take a moment and bring ourselves to tabletop, hands under shoulders, knees and hips distance apart. Take a moment and tabletop, feel that neutralized spine. As you inhale, tuck your chin, round your spine for that mad cat back. As you exhale, lower your belly, lift your nose. Imagine you're that happy cow smelling roses. And through your own pacing, taking a few more cat-cows, getting that spinal flexion, feeling your palms pressing into the mat, inviting deeper stretches every time. We are going to go into a nice hip opener through lizard pose. We're going to utilize our blocks here. And we're going to hold the pose for several rounds of breath. Option to place a blanket under your knee. And if you need a blanket, I'm happy to help you. But you want to feel comfortable. We're going to come into a nice neutralized tabletop spine. Find your blocks. Come up on the highest tower, which might feel a little wobbly, so find some stability. And then just walk your left foot in between and slide your right foot behind you. Now, the right knee can utilize that blanket if you want it, right? Okay. Now, you can stay on these high towers, which I kind of believe help you get deeper into the hip, right? Especially if that back leg is kind of lengthened behind you, you can really feel that hip flexor. Now, as you go lower, you're going to kind of have some battle with your chest and that front leg. But we're going to draw that outer hand on the inner of that foot, and we're going to walk that foot on the outer of the mat. So we're gonna be able to get a little bit deeper into that hip flexor if we want it. Now with this, you can come down into those lower parts of the block, resting your forearms. And if you really, really want to get as deep as you can release those blocks and come all the way down to the mat. I kind of like using my blocks here because we're going to be in the pose a little longer and gravity will take its course no matter what. Now, most importantly, your gazes are down. Your cervical spine through the back of your neck isn't feeling any tension or strain. You are going to feel some discomfort, tension, or purposeful releasing of that inner thigh. That's natural. If you feel pinching or pain, come out of the pose. Shoulders and jaw should be as relaxed as you can make them. If your forearms are placed into the block or your hands are placed into the block, you're going to really have to encourage your shoulders and jaw to relax. Every exhale, you blow into those tighter spots in that hip flexor. Gonna give us some moments of silence, just focusing on our breath here. Taking one more intentional round of breath. And then slowly making your way out of the pose. That's going to be the challenge. We're going to walk that foot back in between the hands and we're going to lengthen that front leg. I like to use my towers on this one. They can come by your hips, by your foot, whatever it is you're looking for here. Getting in that opposite half monkey pose or that runner stretch. Getting into those hamstrings, toes towards your nose, releasing any pressure off of that knee. Shoulders and jaw are always looking to relax as they are always tense when we're stretching the muscles. Just breathe. That's right. One more round of breath. We're going to slowly come into that front foot. We're going to tuck the back toe and lift that back knee. And just take a moment here, maybe some wiggles, some bounces, just a little bit of movement is what we're looking for. We're going to step that back foot forward, step that front foot back. Take some moments of movement here before you drop that knee and flatten that foot. Again, check in with your blocks, kind of see what you're looking for. You're going to feel the pelvis dropping towards the mat here. And then eventually you're going to walk that outer hand on the inside of the foot and the foot towards the edge of your mat, changing the block levels that you want to change them to, and then settling into this hip on this side, going right into your practice. Breathing into that hip, letting go of tension in the jaw and shoulders. Let your gazes fall, let your back of your neck get nice and relaxed. Don't try to hold your head up in any way. Finding one more deep round of breath here. Slowly coming up. We're going to walk that foot on the inside of both hands. We're going to lengthen that front leg coming into that stretch. Toes toward your nose. Utilize your blocks as you see fit. Finding that deeper stretch in your hamstrings. Controlling how deep you go. And then inviting your breath back into your practice. That's right. Today's class is going to end in an unconventional way. We'll actually end in a happy baby today. Or not a happy baby, although we will be happy babies. In a child's pose. Similar thought, right? So that might feel a little different for your practice today. Taking another round of breath here. You're going to eventually lower that front foot to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, find some movement, some flexion, some bouncies, whatever feels good here. We're going to step that back foot forward and the back foot back, forward foot back, and find some bouncies or some movement. And then we're going to step both feet forward. We're going to come to one block in Uttanasana, which is a forward fold. So bring one block under your hands, bring both hands to that one block. It should be on whatever level you need for your legs and arms to both be stretched out. So you shouldn't have any bends unless you need them for injury purposes. Otherwise, the block should give you exactly what you need to stretch. You're going to press your palms into the block. You're going to feel the back of your body stretching like you're trying to come into a mad cat. But you won't really come into a mad cat because your body is all lengthened. One more round of breath. That's right. And then on an exhale, release that tension. Come into a little yogi ball. So come down into your tippy toes. You can have your block on your hands here. Tucking your chin into your body. And then for a nice little functional practice, we're going to come to a seat. So make your way to a seat. Yes. That's right. We're going to do some seated cat-cows, and then we will eventually make our way into that balasana, that child's pose. So bringing the knees hip distance apart, facing the ceiling, hands under the knees. Grab onto some of your flesh here. And take a moment. Make any wigglies you need to. Maybe ear to shoulder, each side feels good. Maybe some half moons. Drawing the chin toward the body. Using your own body as stabilization. And then when you're ready, we're going to float the head right on top of the shoulders. And then inhale, draw your chest towards your knees, nose to the sky. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Invite that in expansion through your chest. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, lengthen through your arms. Feel your pelvis kind of get that little flexion as your tailbone reaches back. Inhale up. And exhale, let it go. Yes. At your own pace, we're going to take a few rounds here. If you like, you can add in some toe flexion. Maybe as you inhale, you flex your toes up towards your nose. As you exhale, tuck your chin, place your toes into the earth. Hang out in one of the poses a little bit longer. Maybe it's the happy cow. Maybe it's the fraidy cat. Yes. One more round. And then as you take your final round, we're going to come back to a nice neutral position. That's right. We're going to draw the bottoms of the feet together yet again. And this time, just kind of checking in with the spacing of your hips. Just maybe noticing if you feel really tight still, if you feel a little bit more relaxed. Yeah. No judgment. Doesn't have to feel any kind of way. Yeah. One more round of breath here. And then we're going to bring our knees together. We're going to swivel back around. We're going to take a nice wide-legged balasana. So your knees are going to be as wide as the mat. You can place a blanket anywhere. You can have a block under your forehead if your forehead doesn't comfortably reach the earth. You can put a block somewhere under your thighs or knees. You can get nice and comfy here. Yeah. Now, I would offer you a bolster, but I want us to bring some awareness to the pelvis here. So as your arms lengthen out in front of you, you drop your forehead to the mat or on top of a block. or blanket. Knees are nice and wide here. And I want you to bring your awareness to your pelvis. Imagining you're inhaling through your pelvis and exhaling out of your pelvis. You're going to continue through this breath pattern until you just slowly go into a state of presentness and just being in the here and now and just relaxing. We're going to be here for several rounds of breath. So settle in, inhaling through your pelvis, exhaling out of your pelvis. Eventually, just breathing and relaxing. Letting go. If at any time it feels more comfortable to bring the knees together, resting your belly on your thighs, with a block over your forehead, please honor that. For most of us, this will probably feel super comfortable. Staying in your wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. Slowly beginning to bring awareness into your mind, into your body. We're going to invite a nice little stretch here as we come out of the pose. So start to walk your hands towards your pelvis, kind of coming into a lion's position. From here, you can have a block under your hands. And this is kind of our final little stretch, right? Like just getting that final stretch into that lumbar spine. Whatever it looks like for you, it may not even look like what it's looking like on my body and your body. You're just inviting something, right? Something good. And also just that digestive tract is like making space. You know, we're getting rid of a lot of that stress we hold on to there. And then slowly coming out of this, finding a mad cat's back or something more intuitive, maybe moving your body like water, figure eights or shaking your puppy tail ear to shoulder, releasing any final tension on your body. We're going to come to a seat. So when you're ready, slowly swivel your body back to a normal, natural Sukhasana, easy pose, pretzel pose, whatever feels best. From here, my lovelies, we're going to bring one hand over the heart, the other hand on top of that. Tuck the chin towards the body. Take a moment here and just offer yourself love and gratitude. Imagining that every cell of your body is getting a beautiful oxygen hug. That you have honored your mind and your body and your spirit in such a way that you don't even have the language for. Just trusting that all things are coming together in its own divine wisdom. And then acknowledging this sacred space, this shala, this time with each other, sending love to each other all around the room and to our ether yogis out on Zoom. May we feel the love, connection, and support that we each bring just energetically. And then may we take all of this love and send it out into our community. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your practice today. May we all enjoy the rest of our Saturday. Shanti Om. Go in peace. Namaste. Thank you, lovely. I don't know if it was just me, but it felt very sisterhoody. Even though it was quiet, right? It's just like, I don't know, feminine energy. Same with y'all. It's all the what? Oh, well, duh. Heather says it's all the pelvis work. Avi. Thanks, Heather. Heather's a teacher. Makes sense. Heart to you, heart chakra. Mwah. Bye, Jin Jin, Allison, Leslie, Raven. Enjoy the rain. Cleanse your souls. See you soon. Bye.